Good evening, everyone. Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, and I'm so excited to be here this evening. Please do chime in so I know who is watching because I got an exciting giveaway we're going to go over a little bit later, but I want to make sure that I get everybody entered for this giveaway. But before we get started, just want to go ahead and take care of some housekeeping here. Number one, I'm excited that I have Extreme Heaters as my podcast sponsor here this evening. And let me just bring them up here. And I'll tell you, Extreme Heaters, they've been with me now for a couple months, and I tell you, they're helping people all over the place. I tell you, I'm excited about this. And I was introduced to this company by a customer of mine who was actually staying up in upstate New York, and it was in freezing temperatures. And he told me how well this worked for him. And so from there, I went ahead and interviewed the owner of the company, and we were able to put together a special deal. By the way, the deal ends January 31st. So down below this video, I have a link with the discount code, the Air Force guy. Use that and you can go ahead and get your discount. And then you can start enjoying, if you're camping and staying in your camper in this rigid weather, this is a solution for you. Just go ahead and skirt your camper. My customer, he just used the stuff, like you put up in your windshield in a car, that silver stuff, it's kind of like a bubble wrap almost. Had some cinder blocks to hold it to the ground. He taped it to his camper, and he said it made a huge difference. He was using half the LP he was using before. I mean, he was running an electric heater to supplement his heat as well, but it was quite the experience that he told me. So, I have one in my front storage bin to help me not having my water hose stuff in that area have an issue. So, like I say, folks, check it out, see if it's something for you. And if it is, great, go ahead and use it. But let's get started. So, I know it looks like I have, and folks, this is the first time I am doing this live on both YouTube and Facebook. I'm not sure how well it's going, but chime in. It looks like the Facebook looks like I have somebody now. Let's see. And as you can see, I have a little earpiece in right here. This way here I can keep track of things. Have my wife watching the YouTube part of it, because I want to make sure that I'm able to know what's going on in case I miss something. So is Ruby, and I can't pronounce the first part of that, but is Ruby on Facebook, Maureen? Okay, so what's that? Okay, well, it's actually Miguel. I'm sorry, Miguel. I was saying Ruby because of the last part on the name there. So, but listen, I do appreciate you joining here. Please let me know, and let me know where you're watching from as well. I know I have more people watching here. They just have not chimed in, and I know a lot of times I get people that are watching and they tell me after the fact, Paul, I was watching your live, but I couldn't go ahead and message you that I was, I couldn't put a comment in there. And the reason why, you have to sign into Google for a Google account, and then you pick out a name, and then that way then when you sign into YouTube, you're signing in under the Google, and then you're able to go ahead and chime in. But I do appreciate everybody watching. So tonight, couple different things we're going to be going over. First thing, what I want to do, because this is always about you. My channel in general, my podcast, my YouTube lives is all about bringing information to you. And I'm bringing this information to you free of charge. Not charge you a dime for it, because that's the way I feel it should be. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that you and your family can go out and make memories that will last a lifetime. That's what this is all about. Because I tell you what, there's no better way to go enjoy this United States, this wonderful United States of America, than in an RV. Because you can kind of pick where you want to be, when you want to be there. There's so many different ways. It's so much more flexible. You don't have to worry about now carrying bags into a hotel or Airbnb, any of that stuff, because it's all right in your RV. I mean, you go to a gas station, who wants to use the bathrooms at a gas station? Now, hold on, there is one exception. That exception would be if you're at Buc-ee's. I mean, because you have to go inside for Buc-ee's, right? And their bathrooms are probably the cleanest. You can probably eat off their floors. They're so darn clean. I mean, not that you're going to do that, but that would probably be the one exception. But by having your RV with you, you could just use the bathroom in your RV. That's the beauty of it. But listen, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, please do chime in down below here. But I do have, as always, I have customers that reach out to me. I say customers. Some are customers, and some of you are listeners that are reaching out to me ahead of time, giving me your questions. And now the first one I'm going to go over, and I give customers of mine this advice all the time. They had somebody buying their RV, but they had a payoff, and they wanted to know, Paul, how do I go ahead and make sure that I get paid on this without, giving away my RV? And I tell people all the time, if in fact you are selling your RV, you tell the potential buyers that you have a way of going ahead and doing this to protect not only your interest, but them as well, because they'll like that. And here's what you're going to tell them is, look, here's what we're going to do. If we make a deal, okay, you're going to go ahead and do have your bank do a wire transfer to my lending institution, whoever it may be, and we're going to meet at my local bank. Once that wire transfer can be confirmed, so if you tell me you're going to be doing it tomorrow or whatever, we can go meet at the bank, although we might want to wait 24 hours. And we're going to go meet at the bank. And now the reason why you're going to go to the bank is so that way once the transaction has been confirmed, at that point, then you can have the bank that you're going to, that you do banking with, notarize your documents so everything's good. At that point, that is when you go and you let them hook up to your RV, or if you brought it to the bank, whatever, and you do it that way. So hopefully that helps. And by the way, if any of this, and anybody watching on replay, if anything that is helpful, please do let me know. Also, for those of you that may be watching on replay, if you had a question or maybe you missed it, put it in the comments down below, and I will sure do my best to come in and answer that question for you. I'll try and get back to you on that. So that's number one. Next thing is, and I see this is not the only time that somebody has asked me this, but what do I do with this freeze that is coming in? What am I going to do with my camper? Because I'm actually in my camper, and what should I do? Well, here's the thing. If you haven't gone and gotten yourself a heated water hose yet, and you don't have time for that, well, here's what you can do. And I've done this a couple of times also. You can, and this is, by the way, this advice I'm giving to somebody that maybe they're not staying in the same spot, so they're not going to skirt their RV or none of that. They're just staying maybe for a weekend or whatever. Let's say the temperature is going to get down below freezing overnight. What you can do is, before you go to bed, open the gray tank ever so slightly. And then one of your faucets, turn the water on. You just got to have it just dripping somewhat. Have some water coming out. So that way the hose isn't going to go ahead and have time to freeze. If you have water moving through the hose, less chance that it's going to freeze. Now, I got to add some caveat to this, and that is also for the fact that, let's say it's getting up in the 40s and 50s during the day, and at night it's going to get down to, let's say, 32, maybe 20, maybe in the mid to upper 20s. This is what's good. This will work for you. If for some reason it's getting colder than that, what you can always do is you can always fill your fresh water tank if you want to, so you have water to go ahead and dump your toilet while you're sleeping. If you get up in the middle of the night, you have some water. Or you can, and make sure also you're going to want to make sure you disconnect your water hose outside. Make sure that the water has somewhere to run out of that, because you don't want that stuff freezing. It'll crack the hose. You'll have a whole nightmare, and so forth. And then you can do one of two things. One, you could use your water pump, because if you're using your heater in your camper, the water pump, where your water pump is, typically isn't going to freeze. So you're going to be okay. And typically, if you're using the heater in your camper, it's blown heat into the underbelly, assuming you have it enclosed and heated underbelly. Okay. Some people might have the water pump, like my water pump is next to my water heater, and I leave my water heater on, and that heats that area. That area is not going to heat up or get freezing cold to where it's going to be an issue. So that's another possibility. Or, like say, the other thing you do, fill up a couple of gallon jugs, put them in the bathroom, just set them in the shower, whatever, and use that when you have to flush the toilet. So those are some options for that. Has anybody had that happen? I see that, let's see, we had Miguel said 1 year ago was, and I'm not good with Celsius. I am sorry on that, but I am not good. -45 Celsius. What does that equate to in Fahrenheit? Because that's what I deal in, Fahrenheit. By the way, Miguel, where are you from, by the way? So yeah, and Miguel was saying something about a space heater. I don't use my gas furnace in my camper. And it's getting down in the 30s, maybe in the 20s. I keep it about 58 to 63 degrees in my camper. And I do that even when I am not, even when I'm running the air conditioner. I keep it at 63 degrees. I like sleeping when it's cold. And Miguel is from Montreal. Oh, and you're talking about it's -49 degrees. Holy moly. Yeah, I don't know that I'd be leaving any water in my camper, but that is quite the thing. Somebody else had a question, and this is pertaining to winterizing their camper. And they say, excuse me, normally after they're camping, they will dump 3 to 5 gallons of water with some chemical in the gray and black tank. That way there is a tow at home. It sloshes around, keeps their tank clean, which is a great idea. However, they wanted to know if they should dump the tank when they winterize. And absolutely, they should dump the tank. The last thing you want to do is have any type of water in there that could create a problem. They're thinking because they have that much, they shouldn't have a problem with a crack in the tank. It's not the tank that's going to be the issue. It's going to be where you're dumping the tank, the valve, creating an issue there. So highly recommend that your last camping trip, rinse those tanks out really well, open them up, make sure they're really dry. And then, of course, you're going to use your black tank rinse to put some antifreeze through there. So that'll go down and cover that valve there in the black tank. And you're going to put some antifreeze down your sinks and shower and so forth. And then pour some into your sinks and showers so that it's in the P-trap as well. So hopefully some of that gets past that and gets down in that gray tank and helps you. So yeah, absolutely. Now, this was a crappy thing that happened here. Somebody had left their black tank about half full for about 3 months without dumping it. And they wanted to know if they could just go ahead and just, next time they went to the campground, if they could just, hook up and dump it. Well, you could. However, I always recommend a couple things with black tanks. Black tanks, the chemical that you use typically only is useful for about a week. So if you haven't dumped your tank because you haven't filled it in a week, you've got to do one of two things. Fill the tank using your black tank rinse or something and dump it. Or two, go ahead and add more chemical until you go ahead. Maybe it takes you 2 weeks to fill the black tank because maybe there's not many members in your family there to warrant you for dumping it on a weekly basis. But by having it for a few months, what's happening is you're going to have things crystallizing. You're going to have all types of things happening in that tank. And my recommendation would be to get the swivel stick and rinse it out. But that's still not going to, in my opinion, clean it out. At that point, I would tell you to get somebody, a professional cleaner that comes out and actually using high pressure. They're using like 1500 psi of pressure, and they're snaking it up through the outside into your tanks, and have them do your black tank, have them do your gray tanks and stuff. You would be surprised how much stuff comes out of there. I watched a guy do one time. We couldn't get the tanks clean. Well, let me back up this way. We couldn't get the sensors cleaned. And I watched this guy for a very short period of time rinsing these tanks out. You would not believe the amount of garbage that was coming out of there. Then he showed us samples of different things. And I never knew that urine crystallizes in there, and how crap just builds up in there and all kinds of things. He showed us this one, and I think it came out of a gray tank. It looked like a damn squirrel tail. And that was from all the hair coming out of the shower. And he thought he had a dang squirrel tail coming out of there till he pulls it out. So highly recommend you consider that. If you have issues with sensors, look up one of those guys. As a matter of fact, I had a podcast by Tank Rangers. If you could look them up, Tank Rangers, RV tank cleaners. You might want to look them up from that standpoint, and have one of those people come out, or somebody along those lines, and have them professionally clean your tanks. You'll be very thankful that they did it. If you watch what they're doing, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's pretty gross what's coming out. I mean, it's gross already when you dump your black tank. I think it's worse when I watched him do that. So hopefully, let me know again. Has anybody had that issue? Somebody wanted to know, and I get this question. This is like a question every year. And I did a podcast on this back about a month ago. Paul, should I go to an RV show to get my best deal? Well, people think that they go to an RV show and get their best deal. You don't necessarily get your best deal at the RV show. Now, if you're going to an RV show at like Hershey or a Tampa RV show, and by the way, Tampa is the largest RV show in America. I know that it's trademarked for Hershey, and that's not true. Hershey is smaller compared to Tampa. Okay. It would take you forever to get around. But I tell you what, it's great to go to one of those two shows is if, in fact, you're trying to narrow down. Like I had a gentleman today. He wants to look at either an Integra, we're talking Super Cs, Renegade, the Veracruz, or he wants to look at the Isada by Dynamax. Now, I was showing him the Dynamax, and from what he was telling me, it looks like this Dynamax is going to be the one, the 28 SS, will be the floor plan that works for him, because I think the other ones are not going to give him the outside storage that he wants, and it's not going to give him that bed, north-south bed, or a bed that he doesn't have to fold up when he pulls a slide in. I think those other ones are going to do that. But as I mentioned to him, you're going to be the only one to be able to decide that for yourself. So anyway, so yes, an RV show could be a great place for you to go and take a look at and narrow down which one you want to buy. But is it the best one? It not necessarily that means that you're going to get your best deal at the show. I know that some of these dealers, you're at the dealers, you're dealing with a show dog. You'll never see him again. So if you're dealing with one of those, you better make sure you have everything in writing. Do not believe anything verbal. You better have it in writing. That's number one. Number two, they play a lot of games sometimes at these shows. Of course, some dealers play games anyway, but I would highly recommend that you, possibly, if you're able to, go back to your local dealer. Sometimes your local dealers, maybe they're not the dealer you want to deal with. So go find a reputable dealer to deal with. I know I get people calling me from all over the country buying from us. And, that's because we're upfront. We got upfront pricing. We show everything. We disclose everything. We don't add all these bogus fees. We do have a fee for prep and a documentation fee, but we're not adding. I mean, there's not another 3-4 different fees that we're adding along those lines. And by the way, RV Uncle Bernie's here in the house. Uncle Bernie, appreciate you joining. And by the way, everybody watching, looks like I got 300 people watching right now, and I appreciate everybody here. Although only a couple of you have chimed in here, but do appreciate it. Do give me a thumbs up. It does help with the algorithms. Comment down here, that helps as well. But he is, yeah, it's RV Tank Rangers, yeah, they do know their crap. That's for sure. That I had to put that the easy way. But no, I appreciate everybody giving a thumbs up. And if you're watching on replay, do give me a thumbs up there too, because it does help as well. Share it out if you can as well. I appreciate all the help I can do. I'm here to serve you, again, so you go out and make memories that last a lifetime. So that's another one. So I don't know, do your homework before you go to the show. Can you get a good deal at a show? Absolutely. But also keep in mind the regional shows that you go to, unlike a Tampa or a Hershey show, the amount of RVs that are there, you will see more RVs at a dealer's lot than you're going to see there from a particular dealer, because they only have so much room that they can bring things. So keep that in mind. We covered that before. And we'll see if I have any other questions here. Oh, another good question here. I see this a lot. My deep cycle battery died on my RV. Should I replace it with a lithium battery? And, you know, that is a great question to ask. You know, or some people might ask, should I replace it with an AGM? Let's talk about the number one question I asked somebody when they asked me, hey, Paul, should I get lithium batteries? And my question is, how are you going to use it? Are you going to be plugged in most of the time? Because if you're plugged in majority of the time, you don't need lithium battery. You know, a deep cycle battery's not going to catch fire like a lithium battery. You're not going to have that hazard. So, and you're not going to have that expense. Yeah, I understand what, you know, expense, I guess that's a relative term, because some of these lithium batteries have come way down in price, right? And they last longer. And in the event that you lose power, you have 12 volt a heck of a lot longer, right? Because even down to 20% of the battery power, you're still going to have power. You know, you lose a little bit in a deep cycle, forget about it. So a lot of different variables running there. And the other thing you've got to make sure that you have, make sure that the converter that you have in there supports a lithium battery or an AGM, because that is critical. Like, for instance, I had somebody send me a lithium battery, so I went ahead and put it on my coach. Now, I plug in all the time, but my converter isn't going to support the lithium battery. I wasn't worried about it because the lithium battery will charge to 80% using the converter that I have, which is fine for me. Now, in the event that I want to change out my converter, the next thing you want to do before you put your lithium battery on your coach, you're going to disconnect your power. You're going to put it on. Before you reconnect your power, shut off on the converter. Shut the converter off. And what you're going to be doing is you're just going to be using battery power without the converter. You're not going to be plugged in. Just use the 12 volt power on your battery. Run the charge down below 20% or thereabouts, and then make sure you then turn on the converter, have yourself plugged in. The reason why you want to do that is your converter needs to learn how to charge your battery, because if you put it on there full, it won't know how to charge it. Okay. Now that's advice that I get from the people that know better. I know enough to be dangerous. I don't claim to know it all. Listen, if I'm telling you that that's the wrong thing, let me know down in the comments, because that's what I was told by a quote professional. And if I was given the wrong information, which never happens, right? Not in this business. I'd like to be corrected and make sure that I give people the factual information. All right. So looks like I don't have any additional questions on here, which is fine. But of the 300 people that were watching, at one point I saw it get up to 600 people. That's pretty amazing for this small time channel, but I do appreciate everybody that comes on here. So the other thing we were coming on here, we reached reached a milestone. By the way, hold on. Miguel said, yeah, mine. Hold on. about ceiling fans. Oh, did you have a question? Hold on here. Oh, all right. Can we install regular ceiling fans in an RV for helping the AC and heat? All right. So that's going to depend on a couple of things. I appreciate you mentioning that because I missed that question. I don't have a backup watching me here. Maureen, do we have anybody watching on Facebook? Any questions on there? No questions there? You only have, what, 100 people watching there? Okay, well, that's all right. All right, so 100 people watching over there. We got 300 here. We're doing wonderful, but nobody's asking questions over there. All right, so on the ceiling fan, there's a couple things that you need to be concerned with. Number one, you've got to make sure that you have the ceiling clearance for a slide if you were to put one in there. So the clearance is going to be one thing. Number two, you're going to need to make sure you get it wired. And number three, you're going to need to make sure that you have the support mechanism in the ceiling. And then, of course, you got to get power to it as well, right? So a couple different things that would help about, would make a difference. My recommendation would be to reach out to a mobile technician, a mobile RV tech that knows his stuff. That might take a little bit of work. They might have to take down some ceiling panels in order to make that happen. But that's about the only thing I could recommend. But something else you might want to consider for helping the AC is they have the what is it? RV. What the heck? Help me out here, Uncle Bernie. They have these. There's a couple different contraptions that you can actually put into your air conditioning ducts. Well, not the ducts, but where your air conditioner goes. It's RV airflow. And what it's doing is you have a big, it's like a square piece that is blowing down into a square pocket into your air conditioner, where the air conditioner is. And that goes out to the ducts. But so you have a lot of AC, a lot of air in there circulating. Not all of that air is getting out to the ducts. By getting this contraption, what it does, it fits right up there. The RV airflow is something that is, it's made out of styrofoam, and it has a square hole at the top. And as the air goes down into it, it's coming from the air conditioner, it hits a thing in the middle where it divides the air, and it goes directly into each of the ducts on each side, giving you up to 50% more airflow into your air conditioner, into your RV. And if you have more than one AC in your RV, the amount of airflow that you can add to that is amazing. There was another one that just came out. It looks like it's made out of plastic, and on the inside of the plastic, it has they're like insulated pipes. It does the same thing. It's a little bit less money. I want to say that one's like under $100, and it's pretty simple to install. So I would highly recommend that you maybe check that out. And look at who we got showing up here this evening. Oh, Barb from up there at Drummer Boy. How about that? Happy New Year to you. By the way, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had a great time ringing in the new year. I tell you, I was up to wee hours in the morning. It was, okay, let's see. Uncle Bernie says it was called Something Quiets It by Remo. TIT Quiets It by Remo. I don't know what that means, but anyway, I'm not going to try to pronounce all that stuff, but thanks, Uncle Bernie. I appreciate that. But anyway, but listen, I do appreciate, hope that helped you out there, Miguel. By the way, tell me what's the meaning behind your YouTube name there? It's, and of course, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. AMDRADEONRUBY. I can pronounce Ruby on there, but anyway, yeah. Well, Christmas was great. I went up and spent it with my my son, and got to see our saw my grandson. Had some really good time. Okay, so he had a few drinks, and he saw his PC, and he decided to use that name. And then Ruby was AMD something mascot. Okay. All right. I got you. Well, there you go. Well, see, there we go. So amazing. So now, do you, Miguel, do you do videos or anything on your channel? Or you, oh, it's a GPU mascot. Do you do videos on your channel, or are you just on here just for fun of it? Let us know. I know RV Game Changer, I think he attempts to talk a little bit about RVs as well. I don't know how much he knows, though. You'd have to go over and check it out and see see what information he can give you. But yeah, both of those products, they increase the airflow to your RV, and they make the RV quieter. So, and see, he's texting. He's got people texting him because he's got customers that are asking him questions. Time to time, both LA, but I might get a school bus for doing. Oh, that'd be awesome. I'll tell you what, school bus is a heck of a project to do. They call them schoolies. And people that reno those, I'll tell you what, people love watching people reno those. Even a Class B, like if you go buy a little minivan and retro those, people love watching people do that stuff. So, no, I do appreciate everybody chiming in. And listen, so my big announcement, something happened this last week, the 28th, last year. Dang, it was a long time ago. It was almost a week ago. I hit 1,000 videos on YouTube. So it was pretty amazing. Happy about that. But what we're going to be giving away here this evening. So, I appreciate everybody that thanked me for hitting that milestone. And it's going to be a heck of a lot quicker to hit the next milestone, which will be 2,000. Coming up on, of course, another milestone as far as subscribers here pretty shortly. I'm hoping in the next couple months to hit the 20,000 mark. So excited to be here, excited to be bringing you all stuff like this. But here's what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and type some names in. I'm going to try to see if, you know what? There's Ruby. He was, by the way, yeah, here's a question he was asking. Oh, that wasn't that one. That was what he was telling me. He had a question way back up here, and that was, can he install ceiling fans in his RV? And I should have been doing this all along. I mean, he's got a pretty cool little thumbnail for his YouTube channel. Uncle Bernie just has a picture of himself there sitting in a recliner. So, but anyway, listen, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting, looks like we've only had 3 people chime in. Is anybody else looking to chime in that wants to get in to this giveaway? Let me tell you what the giveaway is, because I'll tell you, this is a pretty exciting giveaway. Let me pull it up here, because I actually got to get on this, get off of that one there. I want to get on here. Whoop. See, I got to learn all this stuff again. Share the screen. I'm sorry, what? I will be. So we are going to be giving away, let me pull this up. This is going to be a free membership, 1-year membership to RV Overnights. I just interviewed Rob, the owner, one of the owners for this last week. So if you want to watch that, just look back to last Monday. If you want to just listen to it on podcast, you can listen to it on Apple or any of the streaming services out there. But I do have the video, and we went over some of the benefits that they have. And I think the biggest benefit to the RV Overnights over some of the others is the amount of things that they're giving you for the membership, and the fact that they're not going to raise. Once you lock in, you're locking in for life as long as you keep it. Any upgrades that they add to it, you're going to get, and it's just a lot of good fun. But anyway, now what I've got to do is I've got to get in here and add some people, and I'm just going to go ahead and add first names to make it easy, because and of course I might spell names wrong, but we're going to know who we're talking about anyway. But here's what I'm doing is I've got, the nice thing is for tonight, we're going to start sharing this one. We're going to share this tab instead. tonight, let's see if I can get this over here. Well, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We'll do it like that. We've got 3 people on here. Let me see if we got anybody else. We've got some new people here. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I might have spelt your names wrong. Please forgive me. That was probably one of my worst subjects in school, English. Although my dear wife, she used to cheat off of me. She sat in front of me, and, you know, she'd stretch her arms and look back when I was taking tests and look at my test. You know, that's how she passed English. So she was pretty impressed by that. But anyway, I think that's why she ended up marrying me, because how well I did on these tests. So hold on. Did you want to come on? Maureen, did you want to come on and join me here? Because I can. Oh, it's okay. All right, I'll send you the link. Oh, you don't want me to send you? Oh, okay. Never mind. Maureen's. I thought she told me that was okay, and she really didn't mean that. She meant that's not okay. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna spin the wheel here, and see who's gonna be the winner. Let's see what we got here. Here. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to spin there. Matter of fact, here I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my name off of here. I'm gonna make this full. There we go. So you guys can see it. Maureen, can you see this on Facebook? Okay, good deal. We're going to spin it. Here we go. See who the winner is. Here, let's go. It is. Oh, look at that. It's Barb. Barb is the winner, and I'll be sending her. I'm going to get her. Of course, I have her information, so I won't even have to get her information. I can call her. But, you know, I did that on live like that, so nobody knew it was fixed, okay? I mean, there's a couple other people watching, but nobody else chimed in. Yeah, Maureen, come on. Do you see that? You see Barb? Yeah, Barb says, Maureen, come on. She'd like to see you on here. I'll tell you what, folks, all right, next month, here's what I'll promise you. Next month, let me remove this one. All right, we're going to remove that one. I'm going to come back on here live. Next month, I promise you this. We're going to come on. Maureen's going to be on live with me for our live. We're going to do an update. We're going to answer people's questions, all that good stuff. But that way there, because I know there's a lot of folks that would rather see Maureen than me. And I might even just turn the show over to her and let her do her thing, because she does very well. She's very outspoken. She's more the what we call extrovert. I'm the introvert. I'm shy. I'm very soft-spoken. Maureen's just the opposite. So she's telling me she's looking forward to this so much in my ear here. I got my thing right here. So anyway, but listen, I do appreciate everybody watching. I know we got up to 600 people plus the 100 over there on Facebook. So up to 700 people watching this evening. And I do appreciate everybody's support with what I do here. And listen, if I could just help one person, I'm doing what I love. I really do enjoy what I'm doing. And I just look forward to doing more. By the way, I will be going to the Tampa show to shoot some videos and get some information, more information, and set up some really good interviews, because this year I'm looking forward to how much information that I can bring you. Because in the past, I've been just doing walkthroughs. I do some how-tos and things like that, but I'm just looking to take it to the next level. And if there's anything that you have suggestions for me that you feel that I do good or I do best, whether it's, walkthrough videos, how-to video, whatever it is, interviewing, if you have suggestions for my show, for my channel, by all means, put it down below, make a comment, whether you're watching here tonight, here live or on replay, put it down there, and I'll see if I can make it happen for you. How's that sound? So, yeah, well, Maureen's going to be the determining factor on me keeping the beard. This is something I decided to go ahead and grow again. And as you can see, I'm going gray. I tell you, it's, I think it's because Maureen's not with me. when Maureen was with me, my hair was nice and, full, and it was nice dark brown, and it's gray now. I just don't, I don't know. I think it's because I don't have her here taking care of me, feeding me right, making sure I go to bed on time, and, all those good things. So anyway, yeah, it's almost white. Yeah. Oh, yours is almost white at 33. Yeah, no. So Maureen, here's the thing, folks. Maureen is up in Maryland helping our children. Of course, we got a couple things going on. She's been helping our son because he has 2 dogs, helping him because he's working a lot of long hours. And then also we've got a lot of planning going on. Big event coming up in May. Our youngest, I would say, our favorite youngest daughter is getting married. So lots to go on up there. I get to sit down here, have all this fun, and I go up there and everything's going to be done, right? All I got to do is I just got to learn how to do the father-daughter dance. That's it. I've got it easy. So, no, I appreciate everybody watching in and joining. But so anyway, let me look at my phone here because we're going to go ahead and set the date right now for next month and tell you when we're going to do that. Oops. There we go. So February, we're always going to do the first Friday of the month. So February 7th. What's that? Oh, we can't do that? Oh my goodness. I'm being, see, it's a good thing I got my wife on the phone here in my ear. So I can't do the 7th. So I wanted to do the 1st. Okay. But we can't do the first Friday because the fact that is our youngest favorite daughter's birthday. So they're going to be out partying. I'll be down here by myself doing something else. We can't do the 14th because obviously that's a very special day as well. So we're going to do the 21st of February. And then we're going to have a surprise announcement that day as well. So that works. I think that's going to work out even better, being the 21st. So you're going to have to join us to hear about that special event, or special announcement we're going to have that day. So again, I think that's it. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Anybody else have any question? And yeah, March will go back to being the first Friday, but so we'll only be about 2 weeks off on that one. But yeah, March will be the first Friday. But I do appreciate everybody chiming in here. Appreciate everybody that showed up, chimed in, and you all go have a great weekend and stay warm out there because I hear there's a cold front coming through the country. Take care. Bye.